Hey, I've got a few things to crap on about today. Number one being the trying to conceive stuff. So I talked about in the last video, I think it was, that I was supposed to be due for a period on the 19th and it never came. So we're now cycle day 37 and still nothing. I've taken another test, ovulation and pregnancy, just to be sure again, because it's been so confusing, and I got negative again. So I'm sort of a little bit confused as to what's going on there. Thinking I might need to go see the doctor or something about that, just because the bleeding was really odd too. So I'm sort of thinking maybe it was something other than a period. But I don't want to go stressing about something that might not be either. So that's that. Number two is Terry and I started the ketogenic diet on Monday. So for those of you that don't know what that is, I don't really either. So what I do know is that it's supposed to be high fat, low carb, and sort of like mid protein, and keeping sugars to a minimum, obviously. So I'm giving that a go. I'm not a good dieter. I don't really like diets. So hopefully it'll suit me. By the sounds of things, cheese, cream, bacon, eggs, avo. I think it should be pretty alright. It should suit me pretty well. But we're giving that a go. So for day 3 today, I weighed myself this morning, last night. We were trying to do body fat percentage to work out what I can and can't eat, sort of thing. And I'd already lost 300 grams. Obviously, it's water weight from dropping the carbs, but even still, win. So hopefully this will be good for me. I'm in dire need. But yeah, so I'm going to do like picture updates, weigh-ins, all that sort of thing, to keep you guys up to date. And I'll sort of try and keep track of what I'm eating and stuff as well. And that way, if any of you guys are interested, you can maybe either get some ideas off me, which is probably not much good because there's so much food I don't really eat. But I guess maybe decide for yourself if it might be something you'd want to try. I don't know. But I'll do that anyway. And number 3 is that I'm going back to work. I go back to my main job for 3 days a week, 3 nights a week. Terry's going to have the kids while I work. And I think the following Saturday, like that's the Saturday following that, or the one after that again, I'll be going back to my second job once a week. Because basically we've got a credit card and a personal loan, that's, especially the personal loan, that's really weighing down on the funds. So the personal loan, we got to try and start a business and it didn't work out. The van that we bought to try and start doing like a courier business was a lemon, basically. So all the rest of the money that we got from the loan to try and set up a business ended up trying to fix the van. It didn't work out. And then by the time we did sort the issues with the van out, we weren't in a position to be starting a business, and we ended up selling the van and using that money as part of the deposit to get our house. So we're pretty much left with paying $200 a week for a vehicle that we don't even have, so for a business that we don't even have. So we need to clear that up pretty fast, and we've got the credit card. So basically the idea of me going back to work is to clear up some of that debt and or consolidate it with our mortgage, and then apply for a business loan for something else. So we're sort of aiming for like a 12-month period to try and get back to work, get as much money together as we can, pay off as much stuff as we can, and then hopefully get this business loan to try and get something up and running, and then hopefully from there somewhere close to baby number 3, and if not, either way, the plan is to then pull me back from work so I can be at home with the kids, and then I do the paperwork and stuff from home, so I'll be working from within the home again, and I don't have to be out and away from the kids. So that's the plan. So even though I get really bad anxiety thinking about going to work, with having two little kids, it might sound silly to some of you, but it happened after Eden. When I had to go back to work, I got really bad anxiety, had anxiety attacks. And when this was first discussed, my going back to work again this time, I got anxiety attacks again. But I'm cool with it now. I sat down and I had to do a mass plan up. I don't know, for those of you that know me personally, I have to write 1,000,001 lists. If you could see me right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lists in front of me right now, and there's a book either side of me. So basically I went through and I did massive lists, like the goals that, what we're trying to achieve out of me going back to work, what we need to pay, redoing the budget structured around having 2 incomes instead of 1, obviously to incorporate the fact that my wage will be coming in, and to get rid of that off one of the debts, using that to pay off one of the debts, and basically also trying to rearrange my days, because I'm pretty much constantly like I've constantly got 1,000,001 things on the go at once. I mean, my calendar, I don't know how I don't get anxiety attacks from looking at my calendar, because it's ridiculous. I can't even fit all the things I have to do on a calendar. I need one of those big family planners, and I usually get it from Kmart, and they didn't do them this year, so that's a bit poop. But so pretty much I wanted to restructure my days and work out, like all the things that I'd normally do, and with the kids as well, to be able to keep their play dates, their swimming lessons, just all that sort of thing, because they don't go to daycare. That I wanted to be able to keep that sort of relatively organised, because I'm already chaotic as it is. I do my best to be organised, but I'm chaotic. That's probably the best way to explain me. So that was that. But anyway, once I could go through and I could see everything laid out, what's going to happen, what is going to come from it, and rah-de-rah, all that sort of stuff, it eased my mind a little bit. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. And especially with a goal, 12 months, we might hopefully close it off earlier than that, which will be great. And it might take a little bit longer. We're not sure. Obviously, if it got to a point where I was going to deliver another baby, I would not still be working. I would be pulling up then. But anyway, at least to get ourselves in a better position, because right now we're spending a lot of money unnecessarily, and just get ourselves in a better position for the kids and for me to stay at home. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I want to stay home with the kids. That's always been what I've wanted to do. So it's been a little bit disappointing with both babies now that I've had to go back to work. Not that I wouldn't do anything that I had to do for the kids and for Terry and all that, but it just saddens me a little bit that, it was one of my goals and that I haven't quite yet got there. So hopefully this will the push over the edge so that I can stay home. I mean, $200 just on that personal loan a week is a huge, chunk for something you don't even have any real, I know we used it to get the deposit together for the house, but aside from that, there's nothing we can really look at and say this is what this personal loan, this $200 a week is paying for, because really if we'd not had to do it that way, then it would have been like an extra couple of bucks on the mortgage, not a whole extra $200 a week. So yeah, that's what's happening with that. I better head off and get some dinner on, and yeah, I'll keep doing updates of the diet, my cycle, and work, and the kids, and all that sort of thing. I'll keep doing updates on that anyway. Yeah, but until the next time, bye!